Hello and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you out there, dear astrology friends. Here is a video with me, Veerle, a video about the solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo on the 21st of September of 2025. Let's dig into this one. First of all, how are you doing? How are all of you doing there? I'm recording this between the eclipse time. Whew, how was the other eclipse in Pisces? Comment below how you have experienced it. Was it a breakthrough? Was it a lot of old karma or old situations coming back and confronted and healing and expanding, understanding, empathy in a very, very good, beautiful way? I hope for you. I hope. But this eclipse is, as I said, in Virgo. And this is a totally different story. So let me explain first what it is, and then for the 12 signs in particular. People say, or astrologers, they say like, okay, this eclipse on the 21st of September, some astrologers even say you're going to feel this for like 6 months in the future. I think for everyone it's a bit different. It depends on if you have planets there, in this case, at 29 degrees of Virgo, because it's going to be the sun at 29 degrees of Virgo and the moon of 29 degrees of Virgo. This is the second new moon in Virgo. So it's like the universe saying, look, this Virgo stuff, this new beginning, what a new moon is all about, this ending a new start, I'm serious about this. I'm serious about this new beginning in Virgo. So watch the other new moon in Virgo. If you haven't done already and you want to know a little bit more about it, you can watch when I did the other, in my playlist of the moon and the full moons and the new moons. Maybe you can go back to it to understand it a little bit better. But this new moon is totally different. It's like a now and ever moment, and it's a super karmic moment. I'm one of those astrologers who almost never use the word karma, who almost never use the word it's fated, right? Why? Because I'm honoring the sign of Virgo, my sun in Virgo, down to earth, please, thank you very much, and keep it practical. Keep it practical. Keep it in the 3D world. I mean, keep it like that. And so yes, it is this new beginning for us for sure. But why am I saying that it is that it is indeed now fated, and that it is indeed now about karma, and that it is indeed now an opportunity to kind of go up the spiral, because that's what this is all about. Why am I saying this? Well, first of all, this new moon, the sun and the moon, is with the south node. It's with Ketu, which means past karma. And it's a double whammy because it also opposes Saturn in Pisces at the very end, 29 degrees of Pisces. So, or is it 28? Well, it's almost exact, right? And Saturn is the Lord of karma. So yes, this is an exception of the rule that I make, that I certainly in my readings as well. I'm not saying this a lot, karmic. You know why? Because then people say, oh yeah, it's karma, I can't do anything about it. And I think that takes away the power of people. I don't want to do that. So let's not use it as an excuse at all. But yes, through these times, and especially always in eclipse times, there are situations, people, things, opportunities that seem to like come out of the middle of nowhere and push us towards a certain direction. So if you have been feeling that with the eclipse in Pisces, it's definitely still on. But now, how to tackle this and how to make the best out of it is very different. It's now this opportunity that we have for a new beginning, absolutely, an ending and a new beginning, absolutely. That demands of us the good qualities of good old Virgo, which is being now actually a bit the opposite of what I said in the other eclipse in Pisces video. So I invite you now to be around that time of the 21st, practical, down to earth. What you see is what you get kind of energy, and also the devil is in the detail. Have an eye for those details. Have an eye for the practicalities of life. Discern. Let not your emotions make your decisions now. It is more the time of let your reasoning, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so let your reasoning, the rational side of things, the things that you see, let that be your guide now. And the purity of the Virgo. Remember that Virgo, although it is very analytical, of course, it's very analytical, it's very detail oriented, and it loves to do that. It also has that energy of the Virgin, right? Of purity. And I mean the intention because of what it is that you're up to do with that area of your life where you have had now for the second time a new moon and a new start. So I'll get back to that in a minute. For all the signs, where is the area of life where we have this new opportunity, where we have this new beginning, planting a seed, but a pure seed, right? So we're planting a seed that with the intention that is of a pure heart. You know, those Virgos are, I mean, in general, and of course you're going to know a Virgo who's the opposite, of course, but normally Virgos, they have that. They want to do the right thing. They have that. That's where the perfectionism of the Virgo is also coming from. You know, of course, if you overdo, it's never good. But so, what's your intention? What is happening around the 21st of September? I would not recommend you do something sneaky. I would not recommend to do something with not a pure intention. That's basically what I'm saying. Why? It opposes Saturn. So karma is going to come back to you instantly. And Saturn means, you know, it is the real deal. It is what you sow, you're going to get. You're going to get back in the face, so to speak. It's almost like we're suing a new beginning, but we're going to see immediately the result of our intention as well. And don't forget, an opposition to Saturn, that's challenging. Absolutely. So there is some sort of a structure, some sort of learning school involved here with this new beginning, because we have this as an opposition of Saturn, which could be fear, which could be, you know, this new beginning. If you're going to do it, you have a fear of the opposite house where this Saturn is. You might have a fear of losing that, of not having that under control, and whatnot. Whatever it is, this opposition shows if you're respecting Saturn, which is you repeat the hard stuff and the learning school of where Pisces is in your chart. And Saturn has been there for a year and a bit more than that. So Saturn is now doing the last pieces in Pisces up until the 13th of February. So we have time to still do the structure there in a new way, but a learning school and doing our best, you know, listening to the teacher. So it's that kind of mentality, but also in a way with empathy, because after all, it's in Pisces. If we do that, then this new beginning in Virgo, wow, it's going to be an upgrade, you know, going up in the spiral for sure. It's going to be real. It's going to be in the 3D world. It's going to manifest, right? So what an opportunity. This is breakthrough energy, but this is also endings and new beginnings of karmic cycles that we have been struggling with for at least a year and a half when, you know, when Saturn was in Pisces. And I'm looking a little bit like this because the sun is in my eye, blinded by the light. You know that song? And we don't want to be blinded by the light, don't we? And we're not going to be. We're absolutely not going to be, because the ruler of this new moon in Virgo, which is Mercury, is in a very good place. It's in a very good place. It's been in a rough place. So as I speak now, Mercury is very close to the sun, which is tricky because they call it also Kazemi. So I'm recording this on the 11th, no, 12th. 12th of September. So when you're watching this, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, 15th, that Mercury is so close to the sun, which means that seeing clearly, it's not really possible when it's so, it's like that example, right? When the sun is shining in my eye, it's very difficult to see clearly, isn't it? But is that what we're going through now? So be alert. That's the best advice. During the times between the eclipses, things will unfold and be very clear, especially when Mercury is going to be out of that ray of the sun, right? And entering Libra. Now, on the day of the 21st of September, when this eclipse is happening in Virgo, Mercury is going to be at like 3 degrees of Libra, in a good position. So it's in Libra, it's very much balanced, right? It thinks in connections, and it trines Pluto in Aquarius, and it just went off a trine as well with Uranus in Gemini. So it's at a good place. So the mind is going to be clearer. So in other words, if you don't know what's going on now, if you feel a little bit, what's going on, it's normal. It's very, very normal. It's very normal because there is, like, when we have those breakthroughs, and it seems like the universe does that, right? When we, just before breakthrough, just before a big growth, there's like stress and crises, or for other people is just confusion, right? But that is because things are unraveling. And so this eclipse is very different from the eclipse of the Pisces eclipse on the 7th of September, with quite some confusion. I probably haven't said that enough in that video, but anyway, I do learn still as well. I'm an eternal student of the astrology for sure. And but yes, there's not gonna be any confusion. So be aware of that. There's gonna be truth. And because Virgos do like truth, they like a good sense of humor as well. So use that as well. You use a bit of your sense of humor when it comes to, being a bit witty, and remember that Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, is the one that goes up in the sky, so to speak, and gathers the information, but also goes down very deep and also gathers information and brings it back to the surface. So it has that understanding and that very down-to-earth sense of humor as well. Use it. It's gonna help for sure. So we're gonna see clarity. It's not gonna be something like, oh my goodness, I don't know what this new beginning is, I don't know where we're heading, or this or that. Be very realistic. Be very real with yourself as well. Don't mess around. And when you send that out, you can't do harm. You can't do bad. When you start from a pure heart, because they tend to say Virgo is a sign, that is cool. It's nothing further from the truth, is it? You Virgos out there, that, or maybe a sun in Virgo, or a moon, or an ascendant. It's not. But it's that down to earthliness and that discernment. Use it now, right? So it's not the time now to put your head in the sand. It's not the time, because you know what? It's karmically really going to trigger a lot, right? So I'm looking for an example now. Let's say you're dating, and because your wish for planting a new seed, right? Your wish is so big for having a new relationship, and you're dating someone, and you say, yeah, I want this relationship to happen. I want it so much that it becomes, you're sending out to the universe, you don't trust it anyways. And there is fear involved as well, but you kind of see in front of you, well, whilst you are dating with a new fellow or new woman, and they're drinking like 10 whiskeys in a row in front of your eyes. Don't say like, oh, they were just a little bit nervous. They're okay. You see what I mean? Don't do that. Don't fool yourself. It's not, no times for that. Don't fool yourself. Be realistic. Say like, devil is it. Well, that's not really a detail, you know, someone in the first date having 10 whiskeys. But I'm exaggerating here in a funny way, I hope, to say like, hey, this person might have a drinking problem. And it's not about judging here. It's not about this is good, this is bad, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay? Anyways, what an example, right? It is time as well for healing. I have had the the Pisces axis is a lot about, and the Virgo axis, it's a lot about healing. It's a lot about being down to earth, taking care of yourself so that you don't get into the negative side of Pisces. And I'm not saying that to you, all Pisces, dear Pisces, that you are doing that, but it's the pitfall of the Pisces, which is escape, right? So it's a lot about the balance here. They're going to be, what I also do, I've been doing a lot of readings. By the way, I have a promotion still going on up until the 21st of September. So if you want to look at it, click on the link below. I have a promotion of a 15-minute reading that I'm doing, and I'm loving it, and people are loving it as well. I'm only saying. And I have a lot of clients that are going through health issues and operations and things that are karmically unraveling. So I want to tackle that as well with this Virgo energy. It is a time to cleanse. Absolutely. Do some cleansing. Do some purity, or whatever that means for you, purity. Do some decluttering. Absolutely. You're gonna meet the past, opposite Saturn, but it's not gonna be easy to declutter, by the way. But you can say, hey, I can distance myself from that. But and it served me, and I'm grateful for what it did, but I'm gonna distance myself now. All these things, that is also happening. So it's a good time for these things to declutter, to cleanse and whatever it is. Now, I had a question the other day for operations as well. Is it a good day for operations? Normally I would say, and I think most astrologers would say that, but I can't talk for other astrologers, but I think doing an operation on an eclipse day, is that the best? I would certainly not recommend it. But, this is Virgo and Pisces. This is about, and certainly Virgo, right? Virgo has an eye for the detail and wants to cut out these things that are, and it's going to do that very precise. So in that respect, yes, there are a lot of operations going on around these 14 days of eclipse time, and I think most of them have to do with old karma, literally actually putting out of the system that is called the body, right? You could call it a system as well. So when you feel like I have to do that operation, and do I have to do the date different and different? I don't believe in that. Because then you send out that you are fearful and not trusting it. So do what you've got to do with these eclipses and when it comes to operations, but it's a good time to cleanse the body. Absolutely. To do so, exercises, walk in nature, all these beautiful Virgo things that I'm not doing. Maybe in a minute I'm going to have a walk. That will be a good, walk your talk, dear Veerle. Come on. So yes, do some good, healthy Virgo stuff that's going to help you as well to go through these times. And you can start already now. We're getting out of the Piscean eclipse, and we're going slowly but surely. We're going towards that Virgo eclipse. So another detail, talking about Virgo, that I want to mention is that this eclipse also belongs to the Saros ninth new south cycle. And talking about details, it is about documents as well. To be responsible, about documents and taking care of people who you love and worry about if they are okay or not. Now, this is, by the way, I get this from the book of Bernadette Brady, and she has written a book that is amazing of the Saros cycle. So this is this is a bit of the nerdy Virgo nitty gritty. People who will have an interest in Saros cycle, in eclipses and whatnot, I recommend to read that book. I don't know the name now, but I'm sure someone will know and put in the comments. But this shows an eclipse that is pretty much also about sudden success that is possible. So what I see here is that, okay, take care of the little details there, whether it's documents or whatever it is. Do the new beginning and the start of the Virgo. A little goes a long way, so do very much compartmentalizing. If it's a big project that you want, start with a very small thing, and it's going to have that snowball effect 6 months from now. We're still going to have eclipses in next year, of course, in the same signs. So it's not all done yet, right? It is a process here. But let's get into the signs now very quickly, because I just want to tell you where this Virgo energy is and where this new beginning for you is, where it is good to seed that plant, but in the good intention Virgo pure way. For Aries, it's in the 6th house. So for you, it's good time for you to have new health, lifestyle routines. Right? Start with a small routine and you're going to get so far with this energy. This is about your health. This is about a new beginning. This can be as simple as you're going to do as from the 21st of September or onwards, maybe, a bit later on, you're going to start with doing exercises again. Good for you. That's what this is about. You're going to start with having 3 days a meal rather than having 1 day a meal, 1 meal a day, 1 meal a day at 10 o'clock in the evening. It's good to have some new routines. And another thing is also work. So that some Aries people out there will start a new job. Or they're going to do something new that is related to work and will have its time, of course. So very practical, Aries. For Taurus, this is your 5th house. So this is a new, of course, you are a Taurian, that's Earth. Virgo is also Earth. So for you, it's a little bit easier, this eclipse. And the 5th house is the house of self-expression, love, sexuality, your enjoyment, the things that you love to do, the projects that you want to start, the businesses that you want to start. So it's a very fiery house, and it's related to your heart chakra. So you can plant a seed. Literally, you can plant a seed, if you know what I mean. You can plant a seed, and you can start something new, a new hobby, a new project, a new business, a new love, a new romance, love, a new attitude around love. Could be that as well, right? So very, very interesting. Gemini, this is your 4th house. This is your core. This is important for you. This is important for you. This is like a new beginning when it comes to your home. Literally. It could be a new home. It could be the declutter and whatnot in the home. Absolutely. A very practical way of re-establishing your home. And for others, it's more on an emotional level. Or for lots of you, it can be both even. It's on an emotional level. You, in a new way, nurturing you as a good mom or a good dad. Some people say the 4th house is the mom. Others say, astrologers say the 4th house is the dad. You choose what feels best for you. But you're coming home. That sentence is definitely happening with this energy in your 4th house. Cancerians, this is the 3rd house. There's new beginnings. New planting of the seed, and do it as purely as you can in your words that you speak. Be very clear, be pure, be honest, be real in the way that you communicate. You're also going to have that other people doing to you. Could be that as well, that you're do the conversation, the one that is probably not the easiest, right? Because it opposes Saturn in the 9th house, but do it anyways. So on the level of communication, a new way or a communication that is very important, but not the easiest ones, that is going to be liberating you in a way, you know, like going up a level and karmically ending those cycles of the communication that was not so pure. Okay, you have an opportunity here, and you, of course, you do whatever you want to do with it. So the other thing is, it could be planting a seed that considers short trips, that considers learning a skill, that considers you learning something, you teaching others, you something, a new way of how you talk to yourself in a more pure way. Beautiful. Leos, this is happening in your 2nd house, this new beginning, this new planting of the seed. Do it with the purest intention. This is about your confidence, and the confidence only comes from the self, not from others, right? So this is about the self. There could be a new thing that you're doing that might be related to work even, you know, or that might be related to a new way of earning money, a new way of how you do your financial structure. It is connected to financial structure of someone else. Could be a spouse, it could be a business partner as well. And it is about your worth versus someone else's worth, and how you kind of, what it seems like a paradox, you kind of merge that in a healthy way. On another level, it's food. You know, you can do a new way, because Virgo is 2nd house. You can do a new way of how you're going to eat. You know, you could be starting to, it's a wonderful time to start eating more healthy if you haven't done already. To do some new things there, and you can give it like 6 months to see how it's going to develop. But also your financial structure, right? There could be a new setup of your financial structure. Virgos, wow, I feel you. If this isn't a beginning, a new beginning, then I don't know what. It is like a new birth. It is like a metamorphosis that is going on for sure. Like in the song Metamorphose, you know, Metamorphose, it's from Jo Lemaire. She's Belgian, a French. It's a French song, and this is what is happening, dear Virgos. What a new, we've got now 2. I say we because I have my sun in Virgo, but you might have an ascendant or the moon. We have 2 new moons. We have 2 new opportunities for new beginning, and that starts with going up that spiral, right? Going up the ladder, so to speak, and that is by saying goodbye to an old way of how your identity was, because the sun represents an identity, and it's like, and certainly the opposition to Saturn. So relationships are considered here as well, right? So there might be still some energy that you need to work on when it comes to relationships, particularly up until February of next year. But an old identity of how you looked upon life, how you presented yourself, it needs to go. And if you do that, you're going to have the rewards for sure, because the 1st house is your life path. That's everything. That's your physical self. So there could be a new beginning for you, like a new something in the physical realms, like literally your health. There's a new beginning with that. also in your relationships or how you relate to others and how you work hard on your relationship, but also with empathy, but also with a sense of self. Very, very deep, by the way, very deep transformation, karmic cycle with other people. They can end, and some will go up the spiral, right? It depends on the karma that you have with another person, whether it's ending or not. It doesn't all have to be that it all has to end because Veerle said it's karmic. No, it's like it can also mean going up a level in a relationship. But it starts with shedding of old skin that is no longer suiting you. So do so, like the snake. Do some purification. Do some, drink a lot of water. Be healthy. You know the drill. Be the true Virgo and honor your sign. That purity, embody it, and you're gonna get in the in 6 months from now, definitely when you have that sun or moon or ascendant around 29 degrees of Virgo, it's a huge beginning for you. There's a new you. Wow, it's quantum leap. Definitely. Librans, the 12th house, where this eclipse is happening. So you're having a release here because the 12th house is the house of the Piscean and it's in the opposite energy, Virgo. So here we have an opportunity, a new beginning, a new start, so to speak, of you releasing old luggage patterns that weren't even yours in the first place, that were inherited from parents, ancestors, you name it, and you carried it along without you even knowing it. Do some family constellation work if you can. Do some go away to a nice place where all by yourself, to release and to purify. Literally, go to a retreat or something, and it's really gonna release a lot of old karma for you. Absolutely. So very, very spiritual energy for you. Very good healing energy. It's time for that. I'm not going to do longer. I know that some people say, oh, but for my sign, you do 5 minutes, and for my sign, only 2. Well, sometimes 2 is enough. Okay. I hope you appreciate it. Scorpios, this is happening in your 11th house. The Virgo house is the house for you that has to do with a new beginning around friendships, a new beginning around goals for the future. How beautiful. This is a really, it sextiles your energy, Virgo. And it's a pretty good energy, It might be, in a tough way, it could be that you have to first declutter some people out of your life that are not the best friends for you now. Not that they're bad or anything, but not really aligned anymore, and that's fine. And so there could be a purification there going on. But all in all, it is about this new cycle of a new friendship. Or it could be also a person, one particular person that is going through these cycles and you are supporting them. And for you, it's also a new cycle. Whatever it is, the 11th house is also a financial house if you have your own business. So this could mean a new way of attracting finances in your life. And it needs a bit of time, right? Because these eclipses take a while to, we have time for that. But it can be that as well, a new way of doing social media, a new way of attracting money in your life, a new way of attracting someone in a connection that helps you in the long run. Sagittarians, 10th house. Wow, 10th house is the most seen point in the horoscope. It is your public life. It is work. Let's start with people who do work, and then I get to the people who don't work. For the people who do work, this can be planting the seed of a new career. This could be also planting a seed of a project that has to do with your career, or that has to do with your contribution to the world. Absolutely. And it takes a long time. So be pure in your intention. Be of service of what you want to do when it comes to work. And and respect the Saturn in your 4th house. You might feel a limitation from family or from home. But whatever it is, keep working hard on those items. Keep working hard on your relationships with parents or with family, or do the best and be from an empathetic point of view. And if you're doing that, especially after Saturn has left then your 4th house, you're going to have the rewards in that 10th house, which is work, career. You're going to be seen. It's like you're going up a spiral. Remember, this is a quantum leap in career. For those of you who don't have a career, this is about still the energy you exude in the universe. So it is still how you present yourself in life, right? You can be a grandma of 72 years old and say, but Veerle, what the heck are you talking about? It's the energy that you exude whilst you are living your life, and how other people perceive you. To do it in the more in the purest way you can, and to feel that you do have a contribution to the world. Even if you don't have a job, it's your energy, to come from a good, pure place. Beautiful. Can also mean in the lives of a parent that there's a shift happening here as well. Capricorns, the 9th house. This is a new beginning, a new path, so to speak, or a new start, a little start, but a real start in your belief system, in maybe a totally different belief system. And it opposes Saturn in the 3rd house. So it kind of has to do with how you think on a day-to-day level as well, with empathy and with a bit that ease, so to speak. So structure that, yes, and know what you're saying, and be very disciplined in how you think, but do it in the Piscean way, which is your thought processes from trust rather than from anxiety. And you're going to have this new beginning that might be connected to travel. It might be connected to publishment. It might be connected to study, doing a new study, doing or the completion of a study, and a totally new beginning of how you see life. That as well. Very beautiful, because Capricorn is a fellow earth sign. So this goes well, this Virgo energy with your energy. You're just like the Taurians, a sign that kind of welcome this energy. It could be you planting a seed with a connection abroad. Could be you starting a YouTube channel, for instance. 9th house is having connections also with people from all sorts of tongues, they say, right? All sorts of cultures and so on. It could be doing export, or having a web shop or online, and the world is your oyster, so to speak. So, but in many ways, it's also your connection to the divine and your belief system. There might have been a belief system that no longer working for you, and you're starting off with a new one. It is a bit difficult to let go of the old, but you're doing it in a slowly but surely way. For studies, it's very good, by the way. Doing studies that take a lot of effort and looking for the detail and so on. Aquarians, this is intense. It is in the 8th house that you're having this eclipse, and the 8th house is a very emotional house. It's the house where we stock all our fears, the trauma house. It's also the house of death and rebirth. So, in other words, if you have an intention of tackling your fears and of cleansing the toxicity within you, that we all have, by the way. We all have toxicity within us. And if you do that, and if you, with the right intention, look upon the world, there's going to be something beautiful starting for you. And it has to do with The 8th house is also the house of intimacy. So you have an opportunity here to have true intimacy, which means body, mind, and soul. It's all one. It's all together. And it is also a vulnerable, so something could come up basically that is triggering you, to say the least, triggering your vulnerability, to say the least. But it's how you react now in a healed way or still in a hurt way that is going to make that difference. And if you start from a pure heart, you cannot go wrong. You're going to be rewarded for sure, because Saturn is in your 2nd house. Remember, Saturn is in Pisces in your 2nd house. If you work hard on your confidence, if you work hard on the truthfulness of that, and you work hard on being real there and being realistic there, you will go places for sure. The 8th house is also the house of life and death, so themes like that could come up, themes of money as well, you know, for instance, a restructuring of the money that you share with another person. This is not just money that you earn, for instance, but this could be a loan or investments, money that you share with a business partner or with other people. You have a chance here to do that now with purification in a pure way and in a good way. So that the structure is better, the financial structure, to put it in a better way, in a realistic way, in an eye for the detail, and but with a pure intention. Very good. Pisces, Pisces, and this is huge for you as well. Definitely, if you have planets at the very end of Pisces, you're going to feel this very strongly. This is all about your relationships. And if you don't have a relationship, this is your attitude toward relationships. You're planting a new seed. So for those of you who are single, there could be a new relationship coming up for you for sure. Keep on working on yourself with Saturn in the 1st house, you know, with gentleness, with a soft heart and a gentle heart, that is, with a warm heart, but with discipline. And the chances are big that you can establish a new relationship. For others who are in a relationship, this could mean, you know, the upgrade, the going up the spiral. And this could also mean, you know, going up the spiral, I mean, like there's a new way of doing the relationship. There's something in the relationship that is shifting here. And it has to do with boundaries as well. And so don't think that, you know, every eclipse in the 7th house with the South Node, it's an ending of an existing relationship. No. You will know if that is the case. Yes, for a very small percentage, it will be the ending of a relationship, karmic relationship, absolutely. But when it's supposed to be like that, right? It's not going to stay in your life when it's not necessary anymore. But for most of you, there's like this new cycle in the relationship that you already have. There's a new cycle beginning here, and you know, there's a purification of some sort happening with truthfulness here that is coming out as well. Anyway, and by the way, it can also be business partners. So the same is applicable if it's about business partners and people that you kind of have a contract with. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Check out the promotion if you haven't done already. And I wish you the best eclipse ever. Bye-bye.